So completely agree. Love it. One point that I really want to highlight for listeners that you were saying that this candidate brought to you. Yeah, there's a strategic thinking part of it, and not everybody has that skill set, right? I mean, if you go do strength finders, not everybody's going to have as one of their
Right.
top five strengths, that they're a strategic thinker. That is a different breed, and you sort of get what you get from heaven, and that's if you got it, you
Right.
got it. But what you were describing in the interview, where the person was helping you basically visualize what it would be like for them to work there,
Yeah.
because as you laid out the vision, if I heard you right, you laid out the vision and I said, well, gosh, Brian, based on that, I know I can help you do this, I know I can help you do that, and I know I can help you do the third thing. Hiring by its very nature is a risky business. You talked about the guy with
Yeah.
the, in theory, great pedigree
Right.
who flamed out
Right.
after 2 months,
Right.
right? That's exactly what we're trying to prevent is that scenario.
Right.
But then you've got this other person who comes from a air quote non-traditional background who
Right.
nailed it with you because one, they listened, they understood what you were talking about, and in the moment were able to help you visualize what it would be like if
Right.
they were on your team contributing. And what we see so often, what we try and teach our clients at Career Club is when they're interviewing how to do exactly that
Right.
is like, don't just give the rote answer to the rote question and just be like everybody else who made it that far in the
Right.
interview process. Show why you're different. Get the
Right.
person excited about you, right? And to bring an appropriate level of confidence, but
Yeah.
confidence that's grounded in truth, not like trying to BS your way to the front of the line, but like, no, this is really me. This is how I really think. Having the confidence to say, like, here's how I think that I might be able to contribute based on what you're sharing with me, Brian. And
Right.
what we say is confidence is contagious.
Right.
When you believe, you make me believe.
Right.
And at the end of the day, people hire people.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
resonate with you.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Like the person that comes to mind, and I bring his name up quite frequently because I love his passion, and you talk about being contagious. So Steve Irwin,
Yeah.
right, the crocodile hunter. Like I couldn't care less about crocodiles, but when I watched Steve Irwin, he got me excited about crocodile. I would start watching YouTube videos, right? It's rare to find someone with that type of passion, right? And creativity. And so, you know, um, yeah, and so you're spot on. It's getting people excited about who you are as an applicant for a specific role, and being authentic in a way. You're not trying to be somebody else, or you know fit the mold. People don't want, people can see right through it. I could tell within 2 minutes when of an interview whether somebody is BSing or not. All right.
Most people can.
So yeah, no. So that passion is something that is really important. I think not just for us, for a particular employer, but even for that employee's long-term career path. You have to find what you're good at, what you're passionate about. And that's something that's not just about grades. Like, ask the people around you, right? Ask your family members and friends what you're good at, and to ask them to be objective and truthful, right? So but yeah, I just wanted to mention Seaworm because every time I think about someone who's so passionate that it's contagious, his face comes to my mind.
No, that's awesome. That's good branding on Steve Irwin's part. Well, we're at the bottom of the hour, so I want to be very respectful of your time and the listeners' time. Having said that, is there anything on career stuff that anything that you might want to leave us with, or did we cover it?
Last thing I would say, meet a lot of people, network, reach out to people on LinkedIn, talk to as many people, right? I think, in this COVID time where everyone's kind of hunkering down in their own kind of man caves or woman caves, like it's easy to kind of get into that mindset where you don't want to interact. But, for me, I make it a point, even though I'm an introvert by nature, to go out and meet people, talk to people. I probably have like 10 calls a week with new folks that I've never interacted with, right? And so that could only help building the network, and maybe that will spark, those conversations will spark a direction where that might be your next gig. So you never know.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Brian, thank you so much for everything that you shared, both on Food Institute and food and beverage topics, and then here in this last part about career. I love it. Like I said, I could go another hour easy with you, and I know that we would have fun. But with that, I'm very appreciative of your time. Thank you. Wish you the best of success. Looks like you're crushing it and continue to crush it at Food Institute. And thank you for everything that you're doing for the industry.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for the opportunity to come on your program.
Awesome. Awesome. And for folks who are listening, please make sure next few weeks we've got Dory Clark coming on. Dory is a rock star. She's a professor at Harvard, or Columbia and Duke. Has a podcast on Newsweek. She's awesome. We've got Katie George, Chief People Officer for McKinsey, is coming on in a couple of weeks. Eric Kershot, who runs the HR Hot Seat, is a major thought leader in the wacky world of HR. So with all that, we've got some great episodes coming up. Thank you for listening, and appreciate everyone's time. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks. I know you're gone.